Let me ask you something. If there was just one skill that could completely change your results in network marketing, would you want to know what it is? Because after years in this business, I've realized something that most people never understand. Success doesn't come from luck. It comes from mastering one single skill, and that skill changes everything. In this episode, I'm going to reveal what that skill is, why it's the foundation of every successful network marketer, and how you can start developing it today. And before we wrap up, I'll remind you how you can go even deeper by joining the waiting list for my new book, Moonshot. The link is in the description. Let's dive in. Here's what most people get wrong about this business. They think success is about what they sell or who they join. They chase the next trending company, the next big product, or the next big opportunity. And then they wonder why they keep starting over and over again. The truth is, success doesn't come from changing companies. It comes from changing your communication. Because network marketing isn't a product business. It's a people business. It's built on trust, emotion, and connection. So the one skill that truly decides your success in network marketing is communication. Think about it. Every part of this business is communication. You share your story, you present your opportunity, you train your team, you solve problems. Communication is the bridge between your intention and someone else's action. You can have the best idea or vision in the world, but if you can't express it clearly and emotionally, it never reaches people the way you want it to. And here's the secret. Great communicators aren't born, they are built. They learn how to speak with clarity, authenticity, and emotion. They learn how to make people feel understood, not just talked to. That's the difference between average results and unstoppable growth. Let's take this one step deeper. Because communication isn't just talking, it's actually a process. In professional communication theory, there is something called the sender-receiver model. Here is how it works. There is a sender, that's you, the one creating and delivering the message. Then there's a receiver, the person listening to you, who decodes and interprets the message. Between you and them, the message travels through a channel. Maybe it's a phone call, a voice note, a video, or even a social media post. And between that, there is always noise, distraction, doubts, misunderstanding, or simply the wrong timing. So even if you're saying all the right words, if your message isn't clear or your receiver interprets it differently than you intended, the communication fails. That's why great network marketers don't just talk, they check for understanding. They ask questions, they listen carefully, they adapt their tone, and they make sure their message lands exactly how they meant it. In network marketing, mastering this process, sending clearly, listening actively, and adjusting as you go is what transforms ordinary conversation into deep connection. And connection builds trust, and trust builds teams. Now, let's break communication down into 3 levels so you can see where you are right now. Level 1, talking. This is where everyone starts. You share information, facts, and features. You talk about your business, but you are not really connecting emotionally. Level 2, connecting. Now you start asking questions. You listen more than you talk. You stop trying to convince, and instead, you start understanding people. This is where trust begins. Level 3, leading. Here, your words don't just inspire, they create ownership. Your message moves people into action, not because they have to, but because they want to. That's when communication becomes leadership. And leadership is what creates duplication, freedom, and true scalability. So, how can you develop this skill starting today? Here is the simple process I use and teach. First, learn. Study how great communicators speak. Watch how they use tone, energy, and rhythm. Second, apply. Put what you learn into practice immediately. Talk to people, present, go live. Third, reflect. After every conversation, ask what worked, what didn't, what can I do better next time? Fourth, adjust. Growth happens in the small tweaks. Don't chase perfection. Chase progress. And remember, the best communicators are the best listeners. When you listen deeply, your words gain power. So let's bring this home. Success in network marketing isn't about how many followers you have or how long you've been doing this. It's about how well you can communicate. Because when you communicate better, you recruit better. When you communicate better, you lead better. And when you communicate better, you grow faster with less stress and more purpose. If you're ready to take this seriously and start building like a true professional, join the waiting list for my book, Moonshot. Inside, I break down how to build your business in the right way with systems, mindset, and communication strategies that actually work. The link is in the description. Join the list today and start mastering the skill that changes everything. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you in the next episode. Ciao.